Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Oline and I'm a knitter from Norway. If you're not new here, you might notice that this is not the usual backdrops I have in my videos, and that's because we are currently visiting friends. I'm visiting one of my friends with my son, and she also has 2 children, so there's a lot of kids. But the kids also entertain each other, so I'm utilizing the free time I've got right now to film this. And I'm filming because I brought a lot of different yarn on this trip, but I want to cast on to something right now, and that's the zipper sweater for my father. And this is a project I really want to document because I don't think I will be making him any more sweaters other than this one, because knitting for adult males is a lot of work and I just don't see myself knitting him any more sweaters, and he has enough, I think. But he has asked me specifically to make him a zipper sweater, and he has asked that it be made in this really amazing orangey color. It's really a pop of color compared to everything else that I use. So I'm super excited to cast on and work with this fall, and I really want to cast on now. So I'm going to document this because I want to have it documented the time I knit my father a zipper sweater, because it's also quite a big project. And I also really like zipper sweaters, and I think a zipper sweater in these colors will just be amazing. So I really want to have like something documenting that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm a bit excited to see how long it will take. We are here visiting for a couple of days, so I'm excited to see how much knitting I will be able to get done here and how long it will take me. This is going to hopefully be a birthday gift. My father's birthday is in November and it's now September something, September 17th or September 18th maybe. I don't quite know. I'll check the date and put it on the screen. But I have about 2 months to finish this, so I think that will be able to go over nicely. But I feel like this will go in one or the other direction. Either it will go by super quickly because it is in a really fun color. It is on 5mm and it will just be a fun project that just flies by, or it will be like a really slow project where I just work my way slowly throughout it and just dread sewing in the zipper. So I feel like this will be either or, but I'm only knitting this in a size medium in the men's version of the pattern, so that's not too bad. But I am also adding a few centimeters to the arms and the body, because when my father tried on the zipper sweater that I've made in the medium for my fiancé, he felt it was a bit short in the body and the arms, so we're making those changes. So I hope I have enough yarn. I bought 17 skeins of this, and for the zipper sweater for my fiancé I used 705 grams, so I think we should be well within, because I bought 850 grams. So I'm excited to see how much yarn I end up using. But now I'll stop rambling about and actually cast on while the kids are still occupied. Hi, as you can see, I'm home, back in my corner, and I have a little update. This is how far I've gotten now. As you can see, I've separated for the sleeves, and I've also joined in the round. I did that almost the same round that I separated for the sleeves. So now I have a lot fewer stitches on the needle, and I'm able to just work around in stockinette. One of the things I really enjoy about this project is that it is on quite large needle loops with quite chunky yarn. As you can see, let's see, with quite chunky yarn. So each skein goes by it quite quickly, and that gives me a lot of motivation. I just now, before starting filming this, finished my first skein of the day. Here you can see the end. So just today I've finished a skein with this, and that gives a lot of motivation. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to work on this project until I finish a skein, or I'm just going to have a knitting session now until I finish this skein. So I find that really fun and motivating. But now that I am on the body, I'll show you how far I've gotten on the body. Just a couple of rounds before my skein ran out. But now that I am on the body, I'm a bit unsure if I want to continue working on the body, or if I maybe this time want to do the sleeves first, or maybe just get this part with the zipper out of the way, so I don't have to go and worry about that this whole project. Because I'm already, the moment I separated the sleeves, I was like, oh no, now it's not that long until I have to sew in the zipper, because I know that the body and the sleeves work up quite quickly, because it's just around and around in stockinette and fewer stitches. So I'm already like a bit worried about having to sew in the zipper. So I thought a way to combat that might be to just do it now, instead of like putting it off and have it hanging over me. But it would also be nice to just work in stockinette. So I think I might do another skein on the body, and then the next time I run out of yarn on that skein, I will do the zipper. I think that might be the way I'm going to go. But yeah, that was my little update, and then in the next update I guess you'll know if I went for the zipper or what I started on. But that was all for this update. say it's been now a few days since I had an update talking about maybe wanting to do the zipper before doing all the other parts. And as you know have seen, I ended up doing that. I knit a bit more on the body before doing the zipper, but I did the zipper before finishing the body or doing the sleeves. And now that I've tried that once, this is definitely the way to go for me. Usually I end up just dreading doing the zipper, and that's kind of the only thing I'm left with after finishing the zipper sweater when I make it. I start dreading sewing in the zipper basically from the point where I separate the arms, because then I know the sleeves and the body, they work out quite fast for me, so I know it's not that long till I have to do the zipper. But this time I just did the zipper before I really had time to think about it or dread it, and way better, and now I can just have a good time knitting on the body and the sleeves, which I actually really like. And the bad part is already out of the way, and I'm quite pleased with how I sewed in the zipper. It zips nicely. I still have not weaved in any ends, so when I do the zipper, sometimes some yarn gets snug in it, but as you can see it looks quite good. So hopefully that won't change when this gets a wash. And I've also finished a sleeve since the last update. This went by also very quickly, and now I think I'm going to do the second sleeve and then just finish the body. And I'm so happy that the zipper is in, because when I'm happy with the when I'm finished with the knitting now, I'm finished. There's nothing more. So I want a new zipper sweater myself, the zipper sweater light probably. And now that I have tried sewing in the zipper early on in the process, it's way less daunting, because I now don't have to dread sewing in the zipper for the rest of the project. So I'm very happy that I decided to go with that, and now I'm just going to get back into knitting, because I'm really hoping to finish it today or tomorrow, because I have a lot of other exciting cast-on plans. But that's my little update. It's finally all done. I'm not going to attempt even showing it all on camera, because it's just too long, so I'll insert a clip instead of the whole thing. But now it's all done. I just washed it last night, so it's still a bit damp because it's so thick. It takes a while to dry, but I've finally knit the bottom of this sweater. I've weaved in all of the ends and I have washed and blocked it. And I think the stitches end up looking so neat once you block this. I do have to say I really love Drops Nepal. I really discovered Drops Nepal through zipper sweaters, and it's a yarn I really highly recommend. If you're thinking about knitting a zipper sweater, I would really recommend thinking about knitting it in Drops Nepal. I have I think I said this before this video, but I've made quite a few zipper sweaters now using Drops Nepal, and it's definitely the yarn I'm the most pleased with when it comes to yarns I've used for zipper sweaters. I think it looks really good in the ribbing with a smaller gauge. It looks really nice on the body. I think all the stitches get so nice and even, and also it has just the tiniest bit of halo because of the alpaca. So Drops Nepal, really recommend. It's a wool and alpaca yarn, which makes it super warm because of the alpaca, and also it's non-superwash, which is great because that really, it makes it better to knit with, because I can felt the ends together, but also when you superwash yarn you take away some of the amazing qualities the wool have, and I use a lot of superwash still myself, but I really like when I can find a few projects to do without superwash. And another great thing about Drops Nepal is that it's super affordable. I ended up, I can't remember all the numbers, but I'll write it here, but I ended up using I think 725 grams for this, so a bit less than I had anticipated, but I ended up using 13.5 skeins. Is that right? No, 14.5? 14.5 skeins. And I'll do the math here on how much that cost me, but Drops Nepal is super affordable, so if you want to knit a zipper sweater, I would highly recommend. And also, I'm so happy with the color. I just can't get over how nice this color is. So now I am wanting to make myself something in this color, but we'll see. I have so many other plans. But yeah, that is all for the zipper sweater. It's now done. So just look how nice the Italian bind-off gets with this Drops Nepal. I really like I really like Italian bind-off when the yarn is a bit chunkier, because then you can see it a lot better. Just look how neat that looks. But yeah, now it's done and I just have to wait about a month and a half to give this to my father for his birthday. Very happy that I ended up being so well within the time frame I had to knit it up in, so I didn't have to stress through this project, because this is truly one of the times I've enjoyed knitting the zipper sweater the most. I'm really happy I found out that if you just sew in the zipper, it makes the whole process a lot more pleasant. So I think there's definitely more zipper sweaters in my future now that I know of that. And I even ended up buying yarn for a zipper sweater for myself, Zipper Sweater Light. So if you want to see me knit up yet another zipper sweater, let me know. I think this might be, now that I've figured out how to enjoy, or not enjoy, but how to get past not enjoying the zipper, I think I'm going to make a lot of zipper sweaters, and I think this is now my favorite project to knit up, because it is on quite chunky needles for me, and I really like the yarn. I really like Drops Nepal, and I just like the look of the raglan. I like the double folded color. I just like the whole construction. It's very basic, very fun to knit. So I definitely see myself making more of this. But yeah, that is the saga of the zipper sweater for my father. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know in the comments and by leaving a like. And if you want to see more from me, please subscribe. Bye!